The first feature that we're going to discuss about is recompute column view. Recompute, yes, what's the
I think if you split screen, if you put 18 in one screen and 19 in one screen, you will get attracted to 19 because it has become pretty colorful.
Yes, right. Into the interface of POS, we have the hamburger icon. There you can find the light mode, as you just
Which can simply be called as OTD.
yes.
So the on-time delivery performance percentage can be found there.
Yes.
And OTD of certain other cases is also there.
Actually, it's not the end. We have only
Odoo always surprising us putting new features.
yeah, right.
Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another brand new episode of Tectonic powered by Cypressys. This is your host Aishwarya and this is your co-host Jarina. So what are we going to do today?
As usual, we're gonna discuss about the expected features of
Odoo 90, obviously, because I know you guys might be thinking only these girls have Odoo 90 features. Yeah, because Odoo 19 is not yet released, right? So we have to update you. Our duty is to update you about all the upcoming features in Odoo. Don't tag us, it's okay. So let's begin, okay? First of all, we've listed how many topics are listed? 10. 10 topics about the upcoming features of Odoo 90. Okay, so let's begin. I'm not putting any lag into it.
okay, fine. So let's begin, Jarina.
Okay.
The first feature that we're gonna discuss about is recompute column width.
Recompute, yes.
What's it? As you just get into the list view of Odoo, you can see that some of the column would be having high text.
They're like the multi situation where the text are added, right? Yeah.
Due to multi-line. So if you want to just recompute it, just use a column and double click on the mouse so that it will automatically adjust the column width.
So you are saying that we don't have to adjust it manually?
No,
No?
no.
We don't have to stretch it again?
No. That's good. We just need to double click.
In likes, can this can be found in every module, right? Everywhere where we see this column, we can just double click it.
Wow, that's really cool.
Okay. So that's the very first feature which we listed. Next is dark mode in QS.
Yes.
You all know these developers and all like or love working in dark mode, right? Because always this light is becoming a very big distraction for us. So POS has also introduced this dark mode.
Yes.
So where can we find this dark mode?
As you just get into the interface of POS, we have the hamburger icon. There you can find the light mode. As you just enable the toggle button, that will be moving into the dark mode. And if you want to just switch back to the light mode,
It's possible.
yes.
Okay. It's like in every other place where we can find a theme.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. And the next one, it's not complicated, but we have a little bit things to explain in it. It's the improved UI in the purchase module. So once you open this purchase module, you have a dashboard, right?
Yes.
What had you seen there in the previous version?
Yeah. In the previous version, it was not that attractive, and we can see just a purple color. That is the color of Odoo. Right?
Like if you split screen, if you put 18 in one screen and 19 in one screen, you will get attracted to 90.
Yeah.
Because it has become pretty colorful.
Yes.
Right? And I think more updations or add-ons are bit.
Yes, in added and in previous versions of Odoo, like in Odoo 80, we can say that we can find like all to send RFQs, waiting RFQs and late RFQs. But as you just move to Odoo 90, we have more options like not acknowledged RFQs, then late receipts. Yeah, and we have much more featured.
Like I tell it one by one. Here in the purchase module of Odoo 90 in the dashboard, we have things like new RFQs, RFQ sent, late RFQ, not acknowledged ones, and the late receipt ones. And the main thing is that for each of these, we have different colors.
Yes.
Which is making the dashboard pretty more attractive. So that's the main change. That is the, like a striking change would be there, right? That is the main change that strikes in our eyes once we open the purchase module. Okay, it's not it, right? You have much more inside the purchase module.
What is it? And we can also just find the percentage of days to order, and we can also just get on-time delivery performance,
which can simply be called as OTD.
yes.
So the on-time delivery performance percentage can be found there.
Yes.
And OTD of certain other cases is also there. What is
Yes, like we can just find every OTD. Like if we have the purchase order from multiple vendors, we can also just get that. Or if you want to just filter based on if I am the vendor, I can also just get my OTD.
like specific vendor, yes. You get a specific vendor, and the person who has logged into the
database, like that person also can get their ODV separately.
okay. So that's also very rich, and we have something to do with the get the order and in the raise to order. Yeah, right. Yeah. What is it?
We will be demanding the item with survey dates at all. So we can also just find that purchase off. That is the getting the day store.
Okay. So that will be also calculated in percent.
Okay. So is that it about the purchase?
Yeah. So it's not like it might be like you guys might feel like it's a pretty much complicated, but no, all of them are very tiny changes, but still.
Yes, we can say that we will get every data in a simple glance from the dashboard of purchase module.
Yeah.
That's it about the purchase. I would see it.
Yeah, I will do.
Actually, it's not the end. We have only
Odoo always surprising us putting new features.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is front-end ticket creation in the events module.
Yeah. Usually we create the tickets from the event module, right?
Yeah, from that, yeah. From the back, from the events module. Yeah,
but right now we can create the tickets from the website.
You mean we can categorize it like the VIP tickets?
Yeah, when you just create an event from the website module, you can also add multiple tickets. Like it can be the VIP ticket or starter ticket. So once it's done, the users can also register for the events from the front. Okay, is it clear?
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking tickets. What is it? But now it's clear.
You might be confusing with the ticket in the help desk.
Yes.
It's not.
Okay, so to create tickets from the website itself. Yeah, okay. Next thing is to add templates in Knowledge.
Okay. Now you can easily save an article as your favorite. So we have an option to add it as a template. So the specialty of the template is that you could use it multiple times, right?
So the thing is that I'm preparing a new article. Okay, and by the time I was preparing it, I think, okay, this can be used in future as well. So there is no need to create it again and again. You can save it as a template and this can be reused. So obviously that's the use of a template. So here in the knowledge module also, they've introduced such a thing, which is to create a template in the knowledge. So that's the template thing. And the other thing is attaching files and images in the discuss module.
Okay, fine. This is actually an example for the creation of tickets. Imagine that you have created a wrong invoice. So using this discuss module, you can simply use a / ticket and provide the title like wrong invoices. So if you just provide the files or images, the ticket will be automatically generated under the help desk module by attaching the image or the file.
So if I created a wrong invoice, I can, attach an image of that.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a very new thing. That's great. And then let's move on to the sign module. So here in the sign module, they have introduced a new feature, which is multi-user signature. So previously, we didn't have that feature. It was just a single person signature for a single document.
Yes.
But now that has been expanded to multi-user signature. Anything more to add on to it?
Yeah, actually, there is a revamp in the UI as well as we can add multi-signature for multiple users or for single user itself.
Okay.
And the change is that you can just add the name of user, one of the user, and afterwards you can simply drag and drop the signature on the document where you want to place it, and you can just add multiple users over there. You can change the name of the user or you can just add that user itself. Sometimes we know a company would be having multiple seals or signatures, so all those can be added. The person or the company will be same, but signature will be different. Likewise, we can add it in the document. And the other feature is that we have the enhanced security in the signature.
So it's important to have security for documents. There must be different kinds of documents, okay? It's not like I can sign, like she can sign it. No, there should be some sort of security. And here comes like the authentication.
Yes, it add an extra authentication. Like when you just enable the extra authentication, what it will do is that it will verify, is it you itself?
Oh, like if I log in my email, it's some other system, there'll be a mail coming. I said to you,
yes. Likewise, you will be getting. Or the other thing is that you will be getting a unique code as an SMS in Cure.
So using that, we can just add an extra authentication. Okay, so an authentication for security has been added in the side module, which is a required one. Yeah, I think it's really good addition. Yeah, and right. We have the other feature called change authority. Let's imagine that I have given a signature, but I just want to change the signature. Right? So by enabling the change authority, we can just re-sign in the document and send to the person we want to send. Okay? Right. So that's the security thing in the side module. Okay? So the next feature that we listed down is failure location in quality module. So Jarina, let me ask you a question. What does this quality module do? To check the quality of the product. So does it mean that every product passes the quality test? Obviously not. Then what the other products do? So the failed product, like if a product does not meet TP quality, we can just move to a failure location. So where is this failure location? I've never heard about such a location which is failure. It's a new feature, man. Finally find under Odoo 19. So what if I don't create a failure location? What happens to the product? You can just use any of the existing locations. If you want to just go with a failure, like should I tell them, okay, you have to go to this place, right? I have to set it. Yeah, you have to set. Actually, it's a field under which you can find all the locations that is available, and you can just use the existing locations, or you can create a new location. So if you want to create a new location, we know that we just need to navigate into the. No, we don't have to teach them because they know how to create it. Still, yeah, they just need to create it from the inventory mode. Yeah, so you have to create a failure location and then tell your products which haven't failed to go to this location, right? Yeah. So that's the feature. Last but not the least, what does we have? We have the link-based course access. Actually, we know that before we had like accessing of the course, three options were there, right? 3 radio buttons, I remember. What was it? Everyone, signed in users, and course attendees. But now we have one more radio button, which says anyone with link. Yeah, okay. So anyone with link can access the course now. So if you're setting it as a link-based course access, the person who has that link only can then access the course. Yes, okay. So that's it. That's about the course. Yes. Anything else to add on? We will be adding it in next video. So don't need to continue with this. Yeah, so okay. So whatever Jarina say, I can only do that. Yeah, because she's the boss. I'm just kidding. Okay, so that's the features that we listed for you guys today. I hope we've shared 10 features, right? Yes. So 10 features are there. Actually, this is not the end of Odoo 19. We have pretty much more features to be discussed in upcoming video. So in the next episode also, we'll be coming and telling. We are going to talk about the expected features of Odoo 19. Yeah, you have to watch it, okay? So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all what we have for you guys in today's episode. So can we wrap? Yes, that's all, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And if you guys found this episode helpful, please comment below. And if you have any queries on Odoo 19 or Odoo 80, whatever, you can comment down below. Anything to add on? And feel free to contact our process for Odoo customization, Odoo implementation, and Odoo tutorials. Yeah. So please give your suggestions for us so that we can improve. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. This is bye from Aishwarya and